Power is supposed to be the last thing that leaves a fighter. For Wilder, it stayed. What disappeared was the fear in everyone else. In 2024, fans stared at their screens in disbelief as the division's most terrifying puncher looked vulnerable against Zhilei Zhang. It wasn't just a defeat, it felt like the unraveling of a myth. For the first time in over a decade, the aura cracked. The headlines were brutal. Finished, exposed, too old. The equalizer, they said, had finally malfunctioned. But here we are in March 2026. Wilder isn't retired. He isn't reminiscing. He isn't fading quietly. In fact, he is in camp. New team, new direction, preparing for professional fight number 50. Is this a final paycheck? Or is the most violent right hand of his generation about to roar one more time? Let's step inside the final act. April 4th, a night that decides everything. If he loses this, it's not just a loss, it's a closing chapter. April 4, 2026, the O2 Arena, London. Across the ring stands Derek Chisora, a man built from granite and defiance. On paper, it's veteran versus veteran. Nearly 100 fights between them. Two battle-worn heavyweights chasing relevance. But this is not nostalgia. This is survival.
I'm gonna knock that guy out. There's no two ways about it. This is a goodbye fight. So there's no point of trying to go in and try warm up and figure it out and so on. No. It's ding, ding, ding. Here we go.
This is not just talk. You know, when I say that we can be friends on the outside, but when that time that fight, we gonna turn that off. I've already told him, I want you to try to kill me. You understand me? You know? And he looked at me kind of weird. I'm like, that's what I need that. You know what I mean? Because we can do this. I mean, I'm proven because I also had a brother that I fought, and I told him the same thing.
Wilder enters after a rebound stoppage victory after Tyrell Herndon in 2025, yet skepticism lingers. Beating a contender is one thing, handling a relentless brawler like Chisora is something else entirely. Chisora doesn't respect reputations. He doesn't freeze under power. He drags you into deep water and dares you to drown. And here's the major shift. Wilder has parted ways with Malik Scott and brought in Don House, a trainer known for refining raw aggression into calculated destruction. Translation: less tinkering, less experimentation, back to instinct. If Wilder lands clean on April 4th, the story flips overnight. The washed-up veteran becomes a live contender again. But if Chisora overwhelms him, the bomb squad era officially ends. The Usyk possibility. The most precise technician on earth versus the most unpredictable puncher alive. While London captures headlines, the real chessboard is elsewhere. In late 2025, the undisputed heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk did something unexpected. He mentioned Wilder's name.
I want to fight with Wilder.
Why?
Because it's a very famous guy. This is guy last 10-15 years.
Why would the sport's most cerebral master risk it against a fighter many believe is declining? Because boxing has one unchanging rule. Styles create danger. Names create revenue. Usyk has already conquered giants and outclassed elite technicians, but he has never stepped in with pure volatility. Wilder is volatility. Industry whispers suggest a Saudi Arabia mega event in the summer of 2026 is already being outlined. Contracts aren't signed, but the interest is real. There's one condition: Wilder must look devastating against Chisora. Usyk isn't interested in faded legends, he wants threat. If that fight materializes, it becomes the ultimate paradox. Can surgical precision outmaneuver chaos for 12 rounds? Or does chaos only need 2 seconds? If Wilder somehow detonates on Usyk, it will rival George Foreman's historic 1994 comeback in scale and shock value. It would rewrite everything. I've got 10 years left, 40 years old, and claiming the best is ahead. Recently, Wilder made a statement that split the boxing world in half. I've got 10 more years. I'm just getting started. Most heavyweights fade by 38. Reflexes dull. Durability erodes. But Wilder has always been unconventional. He's lighter than most heavyweights, often around 220 pounds. He hasn't absorbed endless grinding beatdowns like some division veterans. Physically, he may have more left than critics assume. But beyond biology, there's business. The boxing landscape is evolving. The crossover world is blending with traditional promotions. Events under banners like MF Pro, backed by Misfits and Queensbury, are redefining match-ups. Wilder vs Chisora isn't just another fight. It's part of that evolution. If elite championship runs become unrealistic, Wilder still holds enormous value as a marquee attraction. He becomes the measuring stick, the gatekeeper, the final boss for crossover stars. A Francis Ngannou rematch? A high-profile clash against an emerging champion? Win or lose, the financial runway remains intact. The question becomes, is he chasing greatness or simply extending relevance? How history will judge him. What is truly next for Deontay Wilder? It isn't just another fight. It's reputation. 40 years, critics labeled him one-dimensional, a man surviving on a single punch. Then came the third battle with Tyson Fury, where defeat transformed into respect. Now the narrative has shifted again. Finished. His next 12 months could define everything. Spring 2026, silence the doubters in London. Summer 2026, chase the improbable against Usyk. Winter 2026, decide whether to walk away or double down. Regardless of outcomes, Wilder's journey remains extraordinary. He turned hourly wages at IHOP into generational wealth. He transformed desperation into championship gold. He built security for his children with one weapon. As the lights dim in London and the bomb squad chant reverberates through the O2 Arena, remember this: heavyweight boxing has no safe leads. You are always 2 seconds away from redemption, and Deontay Wilder still carries those 2 seconds with him. So what do you think? Is there one final explosion left in the Bronze Bomber, or is this the final gamble of a legendary career? Drop your prediction below. I read every comment. And if you want more deep dives into the 2026 heavyweight landscape, make sure you subscribe, because in boxing, nothing is ever truly over until the bell rings.
Everything's incredible and you know how it ends. Everything's incredible and you know how it ends. I'm standing, never bending. Life is incredible, all is towards the victory. I'm infallible, cause my end is pure serenity. I will say with all certainty that he makes me incredible. Nothing can weigh me down. On a rock, I know I'm stable though. They try to push me, shift me, move me from my place, but I'm rooted deep, can't you see it in my face? Pressure coming daily, but I'm smiling through the test, cause I already read the final page, I'm blessed. You could throw your worst at me, I ain't going nowhere. Built on something solid, got that peace beyond compare. While you scramble trying hard to find your food and in the storm, I'm secure, I'm sure my foundation keeps me warm. They ask me how I do it, how I keep this energy. I just point up higher, that's the source of strength in me. I'm movable, unshakable, you witnessing the proof. I'm living in the